joining us, I'm not gonna do a big refresh for those of you who joined us last month, but this is a mastermind group. Okay? This is not a class. This is not where I stand up here and talk. This is where you guys share and we talk about the challenges you guys are having, the wins you guys are having, and we all sit down and we grow together. Okay? One of the greatest things about RE/MAX is the culture of colleagues. Okay? This is our strength right here. You guys in this room who are doing business all over. You've got people in here that do business up in Pasco County. You've got people that are all the way down in Riverview. You've got you guys in here. You've got all different levels and skill levels and years in the business and all that. And this is about us sharing so that we can all grow, okay, together. So, for that purpose, who wants to go ahead and propose the first topic? Because we're going to write them down up here in this cool board. So, you guys can, you know what, just do the raise your hand part, or you can just go ahead and I just start calling. Great, cool, topic.
Topic.
Yep. Something you're struggling with, something you want help with, something you want to give us something that's working for you. Sure, go.
I have a new listing today that is probably a teardown here in South Tampa.
Okay.
My question when I first got it is, am I allowed to talk to the builders before I have it listed in the MLS? And now it's kind of confused. I got different answers on that.
Well, I can answer that question for you. As long as you file a form with the MLS to hold it out of the MLS, then yeah, absolutely, you can talk to the builder before you put it in.
So that's not considered public advertising?
No.
If I talk to the builders?
No.
If it's on social media or some sort of public platform.
Okay.
Right. You're actually allowed to have conversations with people. You're just not allowed to, you know, like you can't do an all call for every builder on the planet Earth.
But I could send them emails.
And have a discussion. Send a lunch, send a phone call. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
That's confused. Thank you.
So cool. Not a problem. All right. Nothing comes here right now. All right, we'll come back. Steve. Okay. We're talking about compliance. Okay. We've got one.
I have one. I kind of want to see like what everyone's seeing for offers on their listings,
Okay.
and like what kind of offers buyers are making right now. Because in my experience, it's all across the board. Like some are losing, I'm losing to multiple offers, but then
Yep.
some, like my listings, I'm not even getting full price offers on.
Okay.
So I kind of just want to see what.
Killer.
I want to add to that, because I think it aligns, buyer attitude.
Okay.
Alignment, buyer attitude.
So we call it buyer agent. All right. Great. Not a problem. We'll keep going around. Yep.
Out of the box marketing ideas.
Okay. Not a problem.
What's working?
Okay. D. By the way, just so you know, I know you in this room is really bad because I'll just stare at you until you give me an answer. So,
Well, I'm along with her with buyer ads.
okay. So,
Can we do like buyer and seller?
all right. Well, okay. So, Julie, you want seller attitude?
Seller, I have this,
No. Just the topic. Just the topic.
I don't know if that considers that or not, but I have this issue where, you know, they're kind of negative and it's kind of.
Okay. So seller attitude. I think seller attitude works.
Like it keeps affecting me and I don't want it to
Okay.
affect me and just move on.
Great. Seller attitude. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that, yeah.
I want to talk about what you got right there.
We want to talk about the Pivo. Great. We'll talk about the Pivo. Okay, cool. We'll talk about the Pivo. Let's go.
Yeah.
What she said about approaching builders ahead of making it go public.
Yep.
What is your responsibility as a realtor if you're going to the only game in town and they know they have first dibs over putting it on the market where you could be getting highest and best? And is that in the best interest of the seller you're working for to do
Okay,
that?
so let's talk about best interest of the seller. And that's going to be a pretty loaded question, but we can go there. All right, meeting's over. Food's here. Meeting's over. Food's here.
Good talk, everybody.
Good talk, everybody. All right. Anybody yet?
I am an absolute overwhelm when it comes to technology.
Okay.
I would like to know, where do I put my attention? What's the most critical in technology?
Too bad. Just so you know, I suck at technology, so I don't know how they're going to help with that one, but.
So going towards technology, love or hate, can be core.
Is that gonna turn into a big book?
Sure. That's not a problem. We got a good amount, so let's go ahead and start with the top. So, compliance. You suggested it. What do you want to talk about compliance-wise?
Basically, you know, as a fairly new managing broker, I'm seeing there's a lot of issues with compliance, not getting initials, signatures, submitting paperwork you can't read, not knowing about the checklist. So what I want to know, I mean, is it just people that I have to watch, or is it everybody? Is everybody struggling with app files and what you're supposed to do and how to do paperwork? Seems to me, if we're all in this business to make a decent living, that we need to take our paperwork a little bit more seriously.
Okay.
And I've always been very strong with audit and compliance, and it drives me nuts. So that's why I brought it up.
Okay.
Is this a common issue?
Well, so
with everybody?
let's peel that onion anymore. Who in this room has had like a formal, like multiple day or 4 or 5 hour training on app files? Okay. Okay. And because to your point, compliance-wise, who in here knows that you can go into app files and pull your paperwork that you pull all the time, the listing agreement, the as-is contract, and you can have app files, bring that out of the library with things already checked and filled in so that you don't miss them.
I don't know how to do it, but I know.
That's the best case. So, okay, so 9 times out of 10 when we do a contract, right? Seller pay title, right? That's a checkbox. Those are the things that are buried in app files. You can literally go into app files and tell it that when, not when Mike's in the app files, when you in your app files, that document comes out of the library with that already clicked and checked. You can actually have it already pre-filled in. If you know for a fact that you, 99% of the time, when you do a listing, it's 6%, 10%, 10%. Because you know we have to fill in the 6%, then the amount for the lease, the amount for the lease option. 6, 10, 10, that's what I've always defaulted. You can have it come out of the library, 6, 10, 10. Now, it doesn't mean you can't erase it and change it if you have to. But all of those things that are just so repetitive in app files, you can have the documents come out that way. Or those things that we might miss, like seller may not assign, and all of those things can be pre-checked and just come out of the library the way that you want them. Now, for those of you that have assistants in this room, I apologize that I don't know everybody that has one, but if those of you have assistants, if they have an app files account, they have to check it in their account, not just yours. So because again, it's login by person. So
Maybe.
no, you're fine. So that's one of those things. But okay, so let me ask that question compliance-wise. You guys are all really seasoned agents in this room. Do you think that if we held an app files class, you guys would want to come and learn advanced stuff like that?
Sure. I've taught several of them, and I've also done a lot of one-on-ones because I care about everybody.
Right.
And I wanted them to learn, and I know what it's like when you don't know how to do something.
Correct.
So I put myself in your shoes. But if you're struggling with something, you've got to reach out to us and say, hey, Karen Cox will come here, or Chad, whoever. We want to have that everybody. Help me help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And app files, guys, app files is an ugly program. It is not what it is an ugly program for what But once you get to use it, it is your best freaking friend. I mean, and once you know the ins and outs of it, it's your best friend. Like, who in this room uses the file info fields down the right hand or on the right hand side? Okay. I'll give you one reason why you should always do that. Number one, you now have access to all that data when you're in the field. In other words, phone numbers for surveyors and people like that. But there's actually one click you can make in app files that it turns all the stuff in the center and all the stuff down the right-hand side into a cover page that you can send to title. See? Now you can tell title, you have all the information. You have the other party, you have the other agent, you got the other, and it's one button. Okay? Who here struggles with agents that send you stuff that are picture files because they don't know how to work a scanner?
I'm not an agent.
Okay, that looks like a lot of you, right? Do you guys ever put those in app files?
I send it back when they send it.
Okay. Okay, great. You can actually put it into app files, and app files will convert it to a PDF.
But you have to tell it.
You go to the picture and you tell it to convert to PDF. It's a documents.
It holds emails too.
It'll hold anything.
Oh.
So let's say you have a voice email that you got from another agent you want to store for later on. You can store it in the app file. If you have a movie for your property, you can store it in the app file. Now, it will not do anything with those. It won't play your movie. It won't play your MP4. But it will store it with the file that it goes with, so you don't have to worry about ever losing it. Okay? I have had app files in my office for 10 years. I have never once had somebody say, you're running out of space, you're running out of whatever. So app files is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and especially when you start using the advanced features of it, it's awesome.
And you can call their customer service.
Yes.
Yes. Well, and I'll give you the secret to that. When you call the customer service, at the very bottom of that page, it will say current mood. Do not skip it. Okay? You can drop down, panicked, or anger is what you want to get. Look, again, Amy App Files knows my phone number. She knows who I am. And she calls me every time on the phone. Why did you pick anger? Or I said, because you called me right away. She goes, I'm going to call you right away anyway. Well, I know if you're not there that day, whoever's at the desk is going to call me right away because it says anger. And she does. So, okay. One thing with compliance, I think, what was your name in the corner? I'm sorry? Mary. So I think you brought up the compliance side of things with listings. And especially like with builders. So you have to do the exclusion form from the MLS if you want to keep it off. You 100% can sell it off market. I have a $2 million deal going on right now that was off market that another agent had that just happened to call me and say, hey, you have a buyer because I'm not putting it on MLS. So you can definitely do that. What I found with a teardown or a full rehab or whatever it is, I usually go to Home Depot or I'll go to a lot of different vendors that I've worked with in the past, have them do like a kitchen schematic, put that as photos in the MLS or attachments in the MLS to say, because everyone's going to come in and say, oh, this house needs $300,000 worth of work. I'm like, I can rebuild it for 55 grand today, brand new, everything. Yeah. And they don't believe it. So if I put the quotes in there, going back to my military days, I like to take the bullets out of the gun before they can shoot. And so if you dumb it down for the agents and or the builders, because they're going to try to beat your seller down, our job is to get the most we can for our seller. Knowledge is power, and if you have all those estimates right there, they can't argue with you. Yeah. But you can do it off market, and then if you want to put it on market, you just have to change the exclusion form back to the seller signing saying go to active.
Hey, you can do $55,000, I got a house for you to build for me.
Where's that? Don't find it, trust me. And you do that.
I don't go to that one.
To kind of expand on what Mike's talking about is I've seen houses like that where they've gotten those renderings. They put those renderings onto a poster board, put an easel in that room with that rendering, and again, takes the bullets out of the gun because they can see exactly what this could be.
Great idea.
And that's an incredible stuff. Which is the same thing. Sometimes if you have a house that you know a pool can fit, right? Get a pool company to do the estimate, put the poster in the house, and then they can look out the backyard. Because let's be honest, buyers can't even envision a dining room that's set up like an office as a dining room. Okay? So yeah, we have that struggle.
And if you have to tear down walls and stuff like that, you can just get like a Matterport to show what it's going to look like, the design. And then after that, like what I've done is I'll just get like a ring and I'll laminate the photos so when people come in, they're not going to steal an entire ring of things. They'll take your flyers, but have it laminated so you go through say, here's what the kitchen could look like, here's what the bathroom's going to look like, here's the cost of it, here's the AC, the AC cost. So they can't come in and nickel and dime you for everything because you've done it up front. They can then take pictures of it, share it with the buyer if it's an investor. Usually it's an investor for houses like that anyway. And the investor, I mean, I'm an investor, I own a bunch of rentals and whatnot, but they'll come in, they'll beat you up because if you don't prep the seller and prep the property, technically we're not doing our job on behalf of our client. In a situation like that.
Okay, that's a great point. Yep.
Yeah, before we leave compliance, can I have 30 seconds?
Absolutely.
This is just a public service announcement. I am not passing judgment on what anybody does or any of your relationships or anything, but I couldn't let this topic go without just saying this. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, is absolutely on the warpath with regard to RESPA and improper inducements and that sort of thing. There was actually just a news story that came out just earlier this week that a real estate brokerage and a lender both received huge fines for improper inducements. So,
Brandon Mortgage? Yeah.
yes. So, look, I know many of you have joint marketing arrangements, and those are great, and I'm not here to pass judgment on all of that. I'm just offering a piece of advice. Really, really, you might even want to consider consulting an attorney and having
Your
their
own
review.
Is it's definitely on the radar?
Because it's definitely
Because
on
everybody's
the
always
radar.
like, oh, they're
Don't
not saying
necessarily
anything.
listen to the attorney for the mortgage broker who says it's fine. What he usually or she usually means is it's fine for their mortgage company. They don't give a hoot about your license and what can happen. So,
Yep.
okay, cool, awesome. So next topic, offers, buyer attitude. What's everybody seeing out there? I can tell you what I'm seeing from the position of somebody that sees all the app files that come through. I'm seeing that if you have a house from 350 or below, you're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing appraisal gaps again. We're seeing all that stuff start to show its face. If you have a house that's in the 4s to anywhere upwards, you're starting to see crickets. You're starting to see crickets. So
So for some
I think that's
some
right.
lights is still.
you have pockets, sure. You have pockets.
Yeah,
You know,
I just lost the deal.
Okay.
We went in with appraisal gap. We went
Yep.
in with 30 grand over,
okay.
and I would never have to wait the inspection.
Right.
We went down within 2 days on the
Okay.
inspection. But it's something else.
Sounds like you cut it almost to the bone.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was, but I had to go back and figure out, go back and look at a couple other files that I did 6-7 months ago because I forgot how to use the escalation clause. So,
Oh wow, so you even threw.
So it escalated.
Wow, so you were playing Texas Hold'em with your cards face up.
Yeah.
Woo!
So, and we can get it.
And what was that price point? 530. Okay. So
you-
now
You didn't
certain
get it.
no, so certain areas you're seeing that as well. Okay.
Yep.
Did you make personal contact with the agent? Did you build a
100%. I had a
relationship?
house.
Okay.
Stayed in contact with them.
And were
We just got beat.
were you beat out by price, by net?
Wow.
Only one that I used to drive back when it was like crazy town, it was 50 people waiting outside every house, was I would put it in to let the seller know if any inspection issues came up, I'd take $1,000 out of my commission to go ahead and offset their costs. They're like, wow, inspections came up, not my commission. Most of the time it wasn't a lot that came up. So I get $500 one time. The rubber band effect that was, that client, because they knew that I put my money where my mouth was, referred me on a business front. Told me you gotta use this guy.
Okay.
And it works out real well, so I mean, it's cheaper than paying for some marketing out there, billboards, magazines, things like that.
Yeah, so I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the old things that I always learned is one very, very happy, well taken care of customer can be worth $10,000 worth of marketing. So, which is just a huge thing. But anybody else seeing anything interesting out there? Because I see all kinds of stuff coming across my desk.
Well, I'm not seeing a lot of showings.
Yeah.
And, knee jerk, I wanna immediately adjust price, but I haven't. I've held out. My homes are on the market longer, but I'm still getting good prices for them. So I'm not so sure that, the old, saying is, price is everything. I just think now buyers are picky. They want to steal the deal, or it's got to be a perfect house, and not every home is perfect for every buyer.
Okay.
Where I get freaked out is if agents that are newer or panic because they're, I'm not getting any showings, drop. Our market can tank by our activities.
Good.
So I kind of, want to get anybody else's opinion on, because I do more listings than buyers, am I on target? Am I on crack?